Welcome to A Place of Yes, a podcast about how I moved through my darkest hour. And for me, that was in channeling my grief into good. Welcome to the show. So season 2 has taken a little bit of a pivot, and we are really leaning into all of the facets of grief.
This is the worst thing that happened in your world. Grief is grief, and your grief is the worst.
Season 2 is about balancing some of that, but also at the heart of it staying very true to the roots and why we do what we do.
Story. We are working on your story. That's right.
We still have conversations around rare disease.
She's so bright and she's so emotionally aware. I can't imagine what it would feel like. And I struggle with not being able to tap into that. I just wish I could climb into her body and her brain every once in a while and know more than anything. I just imagine how hard that must be for her.
Grief is not something that you just go through, that there's a start and end to, that it is ongoing, but that you can still live a really happy and complex and full life. We are continuing to talk about the grief journey that everyone has, but we are giving resources to that. We are talking with people who can help guide us and those we know in grief journeys.
What if I can't remember Jake looking at me? What if I can't? That's the fear. Because that's all I got now. I've got these memories and I can't lose them.
I've thought about that a lot. I don't want anybody to forget that he was here.
David, that is my fear in life. That is why I get on this goddamn podcast and talk every week. He was here and he was real and Miles is real and
They're important.
They're so important.
Grief and joy and happiness and all of these things can coexist. We can be really sad for the person we lost, but we can still live really happy, joyful, full lives. We are not only who our grief story is. We are not just what our journey is, but it's so easy to be identified by our main thing. And how do we break out of these labels, right? Who are we when we're not those labels? Who are we when we're not the mom of a really sick kid? It is hard conversations everyone can relate to. And at the end of the day, they're hard conversations that also will make you laugh. The natural feeling with grief is that we kind of want to avoid our deep feelings. We want to put ourselves in positions where we don't have to do the work and don't have to feel the feels. But what if instead of trying to avoid grief and those feelings, what if we lean into them? What if we get curious about them? What if we just let it be? By leaning into it, by being curious about it, it's less daunting, it's less scary, and you might just learn something, and you might learn some ways about how to feel better. Thank you for listening to A Place of Yes. Please follow us wherever you listen to your podcasts. If you really like this episode, please share it with a friend. It would make a world of difference if we could just reach more people and share the work that we do and the stories we want to tell. Thank you so much for watching.